CEO James Miller has successfully run his company for years, but he's begun to question the true dynamics within his workforce. Despite regular meetings, corporate strategies, and reports, James feels that something's off. Employees often appear disengaged and productivity doesn't seem to match the company's goals. Desiring a deeper understanding of his company's internal workings, James decides to take matters into his own hands. Disguising himself as a regular office worker dressing in casual clothes like a t-shirt and jeans, he quietly enters the office unnoticed. He carefully observes his employees, sitting in different areas, trying to gauge their behaviors, interactions, and productivity without any of them knowing he's their CEO. James is determined to uncover the truth. He watches with a mix of curiosity and skepticism, knowing that this secret mission could change everything. The first few hours of James's undercover operation reveal some unsettling truths. At first glance, everything seems normal. People are working, talking, and collaborating, but it quickly becomes clear that most of them are either unaware of the importance of their tasks or indifferent to the collective goals of the company. James notices that some employees waste time on their phones, chatting idly, or even disappearing for extended breaks. Others, though busy, are merely going through the motions, their faces showing no signs of enthusiasm or passion. James feels a sense of frustration bubbling up inside him, but he knows that this is only the beginning. He decides to take his observations to the next level by keeping a detailed journal of the employees' behavior, documenting each individual's actions, attitude, and work ethic. What he sees challenges his perceptions of the workforce and forces him to rethink how the company has been run. Later that week, James begins to analyze the data he has gathered from his secret observations and security footage. His findings are more troubling than expected. One employee in particular, a mid-level manager, has been constantly criticizing others' work and causing a negative atmosphere. Another worker spends most of the day watching videos on their phone rather than fulfilling their responsibilities. Even some of the team leaders are failing to motivate their teams effectively. James feels a sense of disappointment, realizing that this isn't just a few isolated incidents but a pattern throughout the company. As he digs deeper, he uncovers more systemic issues: miscommunication between departments, a lack of accountability, and a general disinterest in the company's vision. While some employees are working hard, James knows that the larger group's behavior is holding the entire company back. He becomes increasingly concerned about the long-term impact this could have if not addressed quickly. James finally reaches the breaking point after reviewing all of his findings. The situation is more dire than he anticipated. The culture of disengagement is so ingrained that it's affecting both productivity and employee morale. James knows he needs to act fast before the company slips further. In a private meeting with his executive team, he discusses his discoveries and presents his plan for change. He proposes implementing team-building exercises, leadership training, and a revised communication structure that will encourage transparency and accountability. Some of his executives are skeptical, but James remains resolute, knowing that these changes are necessary for the company's survival. He also plans to create an anonymous feedback system so that employees can voice their concerns freely, without fear of retribution. The room is tense, but James's determination is palpable. After the executive meeting, James calls for a company-wide gathering to address the issues head-on. The employees are anxious, unsure of what to expect. As James takes the stage, he shares his observations, openly admitting his undercover mission. The room is silent at first as employees process what they've just heard. James speaks honestly about the lack of motivation and engagement he's seen and the impact it's had on the company's performance. He doesn't shy away from the truth, but he also offers hope. He introduces a new set of initiatives aimed at improving the office culture and providing more opportunities for growth. He tells the employees that this is their chance to turn things around and that everyone's input is valuable in this process. As James finishes his speech, he feels a sense of relief, knowing that he's been transparent with the team. But he's also nervous: will they accept the challenge or will they resist? In the days following the company-wide meeting, James meets with various teams and departments to have one-on-one talks with key employees. He listens to their concerns and encourages them to be honest about what they think the company needs. Some employees are vocal, admitting they've been disengaged, while others are hesitant to speak out. James takes notes and assures them that this is a fresh start. He asks for their feedback on the proposed team-building activities, training programs, and management changes. Many express their excitement, but some remain doubtful. As James listens, he realizes just how deep the lack of communication and motivation runs within the company. This is going to take more than just one speech. It will require continuous effort and commitment from everyone. With the feedback gathered from employees, James begins to implement his new plan. The first step is team building exercises designed to break down barriers and encourage collaboration. James is hands-on in the process, participating in some of the activities himself. He also works with HR to establish new training programs aimed at improving leadership skills and providing employees with more opportunities to develop professionally. The transformation isn't immediate. Some employees are resistant to the changes, while others embrace them with open arms. James remains patient, knowing that it will take time for the effects to be seen. But slowly, he starts to notice small signs of improvement. Employees are talking more openly, working together, and asking for more responsibility. The morale in the office is starting to shift. Weeks pass, and the changes begin to show more clearly. James feels a shift in the company culture as employees start collaborating more openly. The new team-building exercises are paying off, and employees are gradually taking ownership of their projects. Morale is rising, and there's an overall sense of positivity in the office that wasn't there before. James walks through the office, watching as people converse more freely and work together to solve problems. One of his most surprising observations is the enthusiasm from employees who had once been the most disengaged. They're now stepping up to take on leadership roles and offer new ideas. James feels proud of what's been accomplished so far, but he knows there's still work to be done. He remains vigilant, continuing to observe the dynamics within the office and keeping his ear to the ground. The new atmosphere isn't perfect yet, but it's moving in the right direction. James starts to believe that the company might finally be on the path to long-term success. After the initial success of the cultural shift, James decides to take it a step further. He calls a special meeting with the entire company to unveil a bold new vision. This vision includes innovative ways to further develop employee talents and create more avenues for growth. James proposes flexible work schedules, more training programs for employees at all levels, and a commitment to more inclusive decision-making. The employees are intrigued, some are even excited about the new opportunities, and James sees their faces light up. For the first time in a long while, they feel like they're being heard. James stresses that this is a collective effort, and everyone will have a role to play in shaping the future of the company. As the meeting wraps up, employees are buzzing with anticipation. They're eager to see the changes put into motion, and James feels a sense of accomplishment. The foundation he's built is strong, but it's only the beginning. He knows that this company is capable of more, and he's ready to lead them toward a brighter future. Months later, the results of James's undercover mission and the changes he implemented are clear. The company has transformed into a dynamic, thriving environment where employees are motivated, engaged, and excited about their work. The new initiative's flexible hours, leadership programs, and open communication have revitalized the entire workforce. James stands in the middle of the office one afternoon, reflecting on the journey. It's been a challenging and rewarding process, but he knows that the company's future is secure. As he watches his employees collaborate seamlessly, James feels a sense of pride that no undercover mission could have prepared him for. He's seen firsthand the power of empathy, transparency, and the willingness to change. The company is now more innovative and resilient than ever, and the results are showing in their performance. James's secret mission has had the desired effect. It didn't just save the company, it transformed it into something better. As he leaves the office that evening, James knows that this is only the beginning. The future is full of possibilities, and with his dedicated team by his side, he's ready to tackle whatever challenges come next.